Hi, Aries Moons. Thank you so much for being here. I am Divine from Carrot 144. Very happy, grateful, and blessed to bring you this reading. This reading is designed for those who have their moon sign in the zodiac sign of Aries, unlimited to anyone who should find this message, or should this message find you. For your reading, I will be doing a Celtic spread. I have a channel card here for you already, and I'll explain that in a second here. After we do the Celtic spread, we'll get a major arcana, and then we'll get a card here from the deck that I created that has the astrological zodiac signs along with the lunar phases. I've already shuffled this deck, but I'm going to shuffle it again just to get the energy going into your read. The Tower card is going to be a card of Aries. So a card of 16 comes together to create a 7, where I get, like right before I started this video, I got like foundational change, change for the better, balance being needed, and just seeing the height of this tower and just how large it is. I get something has been happening for a very long time that was built on a foundation of falsity. And that something has been, it's very destructive, but it's something, it's changed for the better. So this is about tearing down and rebuilding. I feel a lot of you embrace this energy as a tower to create the change that you want to see for yourselves. If anything is out of balance and needs to be changed. So let's go ahead and begin. The Celtic spread does not include reversals. Just want to make that clear. I didn't make it clear for the Pisces reading. Okay, so I'll just shuffle this a few times here. Aries moon. Okay, so this will be the significator card. We're going to clarify the significator card. We have the Seven of Swords. So you bringing a tower down on someone or energies that have been deceptive, that have taken from you, that have been, and this is the falsities, the lies, untruths, battling, as I see, Five of Swords, sabotage, doing what it takes to win at all cost. Mask being taken off here too with this tower, as I noticed the Seven of Swords is also going to be an energy where you can't see their face. And then you may have dealt with people being indecisive when it comes to you. That being part of the, like I'm getting like a hurtful energy, feeling like you're an option. Someone having you to be feeling like you're an option. I also see like a braid energy down the back here. That could be significant. I'm getting wood, grass, also too like a material for this. Not sure why I'm getting that, but take what resonates. But you see this energy holding Five Swords. That's sabotage. It's also a narcissist energy. The Five of Swords will be a narcissist card. And we have a 7 here. So I feel this is a 7 of change, demanding the balance due to an imbalanced energy here of a 7 of Swords. Swords will be air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This will be your polarity energy here too as well. So tower coming in, and I feel a lot of you again are embracing the energy of this tower, bringing this in to create change for the better, because there's major imbalance. I feel there's also major, like I'm getting like blindness associated with the Seven of Swords, wanting to conceal truth, hide truth, and just with that large tower, there's so much there. I'm getting imprisonment, drowning, attempting to have one feeling like they're drowning. It's also what I'm getting. Alright, so let's see what crosses. I'm going to scoot that up just a little bit. What crosses the significator energy here? Eight of Swords. So more sword energy. With the amount of swords, this goes beyond the Ten of Swords. So this is way too much. I do feel that this tower is here with that Seven of Swords to bring the Seven of Swords down, because someone was in this particular situation here. It was leading someone into this, having someone held hostage. And that's the imprisonment energy. No one's ever really stuck, but I just feel due to the actions of others, it has placed someone in a position like this here. And then you see the blindfold, being bound. So manipulating situations so someone couldn't see physically the truth of what was happening in situation. I see gravestones here. So setting intent to possibly take someone out multiple times, it not working because this energy is here. The pink energy, I do get this being connected to Libra, and that being connected to the 7 energy, the polarity energy from within all of you. And this being about that balance, you see the energy of the Libra energy bound, tied up with grave sites, gravestones. I just get this strongly. I see like you can't see the full gravestones, but I see like the images of each of those gravestones. And then even here a little bit with the clouds, and possibly I'm getting like this being moved away where it's actually being seen what was intended for this particular energy here. So we have 4 swords here and 4 swords here. I feel this is also about attempting to keep one from healing, to keep one ruminating in this particular energy, to attempt to gain whatever what was being connected to that 7 of Swords. We go from the 7 to the 8, the next will be the 9. So with this tower, I do feel that whoever was in that 7 of Sword energy is also going to be in that 9 of Sword energy. This leading to a 10 of Sword. Again, this goes beyond 10 of Sword. So this definitely speaking to a situation that has ended. A very painful situation that has ended. With the 4 energies connected to the swords here too, I also get that connected to the stability, Emperor energy. So it could be 2 emperors also here too that were a part of this. 8s are going to be connected to Scorpio, but then also karma. And I feel that may be the thing that has been missed, is not really thinking things through, acting out without really thinking about the consequences of how it would affect someone else, and not realizing that in affecting someone else in such a great way that it was actually whatever energy is doing it to themselves. Let's see what crowns the tower here. Ten of Pentacles. So I'm getting this being a part of the Seven of Swords, and what's been taken is someone's stability with the Four energy and the Emperor energies coming through. I do get that here. And then, geez Louise, the back energy that I spoke on, where you can't see someone's face and they're being like hiding, masking, that coming down. But I see that here. That little child right there is the only one that's not hiding their face. So they may have had something to do energetically with the change that's coming through, maybe being in a discord of a situation connected to this, because there's chaos, something being hidden. This is like a huge veil, and I don't think I've ever seen this in a Ten of Pentacles. I'm also getting blanket energy, so this being connected to intimacy as well, where I'm getting it being more about sex, less about the child, and hiding. Covert narcissism came through for the Pisces reading. I'm getting that very same energy here with the hiding, being out in the world in a particular way, showing face, but then going home behind closed doors and it being a completely, entirely different situation. I'm also noticing the pentacles are nowhere near. It just looks bland. It looks so bland here. And this is a good energy for Ten of Pentacles, but just with the association and what I'm seeing and what I'm energetically feeling, there's no love. There's no excitement. It's all for show. And this kid is suffering. Tens are about endings. Excuse me. There's a throat chakra activation of some sort. Someone not saying something. It goes with that concealment there. But we did have the beyond the Ten of Swords here. We have the Ten of Pentacles. So I get that Ten of Sword energy also being associated in the amount of pain that's happening in this home. And then whatever is happening here that's affecting this energy here. I feel too that this child may be very psychic and they know everything that's going on. Where they may be treated like they don't know what's going on because they're a kid, and that being a part of this tower here too, and bringing down false perspectives. I will say too, when I was a child, I felt like I got treated that way as well. When I was a kid, adults would be around kids, card games, after church, whatever. And just be sitting around talking while the children were around, thinking that the children weren't paying attention or that they're too young to understand or to listen or to observe. I heard everything and understood every single conversation that every adult ever had around me. And so I'm getting this not only with what I just said, but I get this being a very, very intuitive kid. And it needing to be about the kid and it not being about it not being about whatever's here, where it's more sexual and hiding, very covert. Pentacles will be earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. I also noticed too, this home that's on top of here, on this mound here, this mountain, is this a mountain home? I see two pentacles here being distinctly away from the Eight of Pentacles. That could mean something here too. And then the awning is also coming through, where I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles from a different deck. From the Rider-Waite, actually. Rider-Waite-Smith deck. But that pentacle not being here, where you see the Ace of Pentacles, that Ace of Pentacles is going to be south of the awning. This is going to be north of the awning. North is about ripening, or excuse me, refining. And then the south energy is going to be about ripening. So with that, I also get to there being some refinement, some kind of awareness connected to this tower here, where the ripening is coming through in order for this tower to be here. That's bringing a great light and awareness to this situation here. Overall, unhappy home is what I get here. And they're being a very sad kid who is being taken for one who doesn't know what's going on, but they know everything that's going on. I feel that they can also see, too, where physically, if you have, like, say you have, like, walls, like, they can see through walls. I'm getting, like, a, oh, what is that? Like a strong visionary. It's just being very, very deeply intuitive. This energy I'm getting for that kid. Let's see what is beneath the tower here. King of Swords. That's more swords. Typically, and this will be more air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And I'm just going to give given that the King of Swords is at the bottom, I'm just going to give the general energy here. But this will be, like I'm just getting someone who's very to the point, could be a little brash with the back turning energy that I'm getting, hiding energy I also see here too. Hiding behind the truth. And then here's that braid energy. It's connected to the pink energy that we've seen here. I'm almost getting like there being a knowing, an association here. This may be the one of the Emperor energies connected to these four swords here. And this person, this energy attempting to hide, but not really hiding. I also get this being like a hat box. That could be significant, but it being more for the crown here. And instead of wearing one's heart on one sleeve, one's wearing one's crown on one sleeve. So I get great ego with this here too. Someone who's very much stuck in the past, focused on the past, and doesn't want to see the truth. But the tower is here. So, whatever energy this is, they're seeing it. I do feel, we'll go ahead and get the rest of the cards. Let's see what's behind the tower. Again, I'm getting this being one of the Emperor energies here, connected to that Eight of Sword and the feminine here, where I do feel that it may be a prototype energy, speaking to how this feminine here has been treated, connected to this energy here, associated with the Emperor energy here, where Emperor energy will be here, but this being a different feminine. Behind, we have the King of Rods. This is going to be possibly the other Emperor energy, which I do feel is a good sign because that gives the energy of that Eight of Sword completely being obliterated with this tower here. And then I feel that exposing the truth of the Seven of Sword that's most likely going to be associated with these two energies here. One being on one side, one being on the other side. One being more of, and this could be Narcissist energy too, with the Five of Sword energy association, and this just being sword energy here. I'm getting it being for both energies, and this possibly being a magician, more of a magician energy who likes to be more in trickery to attempt to get away with what they thought they were getting away with. And so this being more of the sexual energy, and I picked that up there. The colors could be significant as well. Same here. And then I do see like some kind of like hallucination type stuff here. Potions. So this could be a magician type energy. I just get both of these energies are tricksters. Very much stuck in the past too. They're both facing the energy of the West. That being very transformative energy. So as much as one may be stuck in the past, the longer they stay there, the greater the transformative energy. And that could be why this tower is here as well. With the rod energy and the king of rods being here, I do get player energy. Very consistent with their in and out behavior. May have multiple partners. They have capes of accomplishment, but I feel that that Seven of Sword is the way that they have received those capes. And this energy not wanting to see the truth here either. Alright, let's see what's before the tower here. Now that we've seen what's behind. Rods will be your energy of fire. And then also Sagittarius, Leo, and Fucus. Hangman. And this will be a card of 12. I feel this may be a lot of you here. Empress energy I'm picking up here, and that just takes me back to this feminine here, where you see them bound, and I just feel this is more of the 3D attempt. But here, this is going to be divine energy, and no one's bound here. The rope can easily be let go. I also see this as almost like Jesus at the cross. I've had this deck for not that long. I've also seen this Hangman card before, but I've never noticed that it actually looks like a cross. And so this, I feel, is more about 3D energy attempted to be made a sacrifice. Their crown chakra was affected. I noticed when I first spoke on this King of Swords that they were right at the crown of this Eight of Swords. So this being some kind of manipulation or hallucination or some kind of trickery connected to the crown. And the tower coming in on this as well. Messing with a divine conduit, which is a major no-no. Also an Empress energy, so someone who is able to manifest, magnetize, and create whatever it is that they wish to. The stance of abundance is going to be significant, connected to divine overall, being able to receive intel to be able to help and assist and support others along with oneself. This is also about there being no movement towards anything, being guided to remain still. Sitting pretty is also going to be the energy for this card here too. This is a card of Pisces. The sitting pretty energy is going to come from the Empress energy. The Empress being a card of 3 in the major arcana. And then I see like a little bit of fire here. Fire colors actually. Where I get this being a lot of you, speaking to a lot of you, I just get a good balance here, but I also see Kundalini energy and activation. So a lot of you with the divine conduit energy are going to be awakeners and transformers. I see serpent energy coming from the root, and then that energy being significant throughout all of your chakras here. This has come through 3D Wise as someone attempting to make others a sacrifice. You're no one's sacrifice. But then this is also going to be on higher realm, a safe and protected individual here by divine. Take that, take what resonates for that cross energy there too. We are coming upon Easter here. Today is April 14th, 2025. So let's see the attitude of the tower energy that's here. Wow. Okay, so the Aries energy that is associated with this tower, just like I said, you all, whoever resonates with this, you're going to be this awakener energy, crossing the paths of these emperor energies who have participated in this, coming towards your energy of this Aries energy of the tower. So what I'm trying to say is any energies that have crossed your path and been any kind and have brought any kind of imbalance, Libra being your polarity energy, so this being very important here for you. They're going to be met with the nitty gritty pretty much here. So this just confirming what I was picking up here, and then the energy of each of those persons being on each side of this person here, where I do get it being a lot of you also here too as the hangman. So that's actually exactly what it is. So this will be the 3D sacrificial energy. This will be God's way of speaking to say, no, this is actually what this is. You've messed with a divine conduit. Where I feel in coming across your path as a divine conduit, it's time for false constructs, perspectives, actions that are hurtful and deceptive to come to an end. You bringing about this energy, having dealt with the situation of these two energies here associated with that there. So I did mention that Emperor energy also being here too. The masking, not wanting their face to show. You can see them with their backs turned here too. It's everywhere. And this will be a card of Aries. So what I'm getting to is that a lot of you may have also been dealing with Libra energies who are also Aries. Like this is both Libra and Aries energy here too. But this could be any fire sign energy. I just noticed the strong distinction of what's going to be connected to the Aries energy of this tower here. Card of 4. 4, 4. So here I get this being the face that I was picking up here of being out in the world, showing a particular whatever fakeness, not being authentic, and then going home and behind closed doors it being something completely different. And this child, their energy, I feel that may be a part of the backfire here with the actions taking place here. And this being a nice little superhero savior here for the feminine energy that's here. And so this will be the attitude. It's very stubborn energy. These birds could have multiple businesses, but I get stingy. As I say that, I notice this red energy that's back here, where it almost gives me like an energy of a pinnacle, but it being hidden. And then representing with an ankh, it'll be pink and both red. And then I feel that kind of speaks to the telltale of these two energies here, and them actually telling on themselves. I also see the red crowning here, and then I noticed it on the little child here too. And that being connected to the pinnacle of some sort. So what I am getting is that feminine energy here, getting pregnant in order to keep these people, not being interested in love at all. Let's see what the environmental energy is surrounding this attitude, this tower. 4 cups. unhappy home. So sitting around bored, having 3 cups, having everything. I also get this as not taking opportunity here too, being gifted opportunity from divine and not being present at all to receive it. The 4 association is going to go to the truth of what's behind the mask of these emperors here. And I get this 3 cup being more about the indulgences, going back to what we see here that's being hidden. So with that, I get like sex, money, love, drugs. Not even love. I don't know why love came through. I feel that's a part of the 3D construct too. It's supposed to be about love when you get into partnerships, what have you, but it just being not based on that, and it being more about money and the material. And the vices: alcohol, drugs, sex, lower vibrational stuff. Like this kid is just like calling for help. They're just in an environment where they want safety. They don't feel safe. There may be a lot of fighting. I did say chaos earlier. But that's what I get here. So this just being what's behind the mask, that 4 of Cups there. And then that'll also be not taking an opportunity from divine. And instead of not taking the opportunity, deciding to take that opportunity and bind it up. Try not to see it and move on. And that being a part of that 7 of Swords and why this tower is here in the first place. Okay, so let's see what the hope and fear are. Let's see, because this is going to get a little snuggies here. So I think what we'll do is just kind of stagger. That might be significant, the word stagger. Hope and fear, Queen of Swords. And this is going to be the other Aries energy. I almost selected this card, and I feel this is going to speak to the feminine energy for a lot of you as Aries moon energies, versus the masculine Aries energy here that you dealt with. And this being the truth. Someone who delivers the truth. This will be the person who's experienced the above and beyond the 10 of Swords pain, who is attempted to be bound in hell, but in speaking their truth. This is a divine feminine. Again, that's not happening. This is the representation where I get that, and I did explain this as being the false perspective, and this being the actuality and the freedom of this divine feminine outside of these, where I even see like these little where did I see that? The 8 of Swords. Not wearing the gravestones. They being over here in the corner. That's what I get for this energy. This may come through differently for some reason in another reading. I'm also seeing the braiding being significant too. This will be counterpart energy now that I say that, noticing that, to this King of Swords here. So that's speaking to one of those sets of swords there, and then the other with you being Aries, this being a card of Aries, will speak to the fire energy that's here. So again, I just get as much as one wanted to hide something, and this being multiple Emperor energies, the truth is surfacing. The Tower of Power is from within you, bringing stuff down with your truth. And this being, I feel it's not the hope. It could be the hope that they could keep you like this, but then fearing the freedom from within you here. I see 5 roses here that could be significant, and then I also notice the energy surrounding that King of Swords and the communication. I feel that was being abused with this Eight of Sword, and you see it here in the Eight of Sword here too. It being more at the crown here for the feminine, where it's around the face here of the King of Sword, where I feel it's more about communication and speech from the thought being delivered without boundary to this queen, to a lot of you as this feminine. Unnecessarily and unfairly. And so I do get, with the counterpart energy also being here with the King and Queen of Swords, this being about separation, breakup, divorce. And then the pink energy will be significant, just going back to what was here in the Eight of Swords. The swords here are surrounded by roses. Those roses are healing. They're also representative of beauty. A great truth teller, very knowledgeable, wise, firm, straight to the point, confident, successful, knowing. Fives are going to be the transforming energy connected to the hangman that I get here with the roses. And the roses, as I see that, possibly, just being graceful and taking the energy of, how you lay flowers at grave sites, taking what was meant for negative intent and transmuting that into power and becoming even more powerful. Becoming more powerful with the poison. That might be a title. Becoming more powerful with the poison intent intended to keep one in this manner here, or even to take one out. I did get that too. Like, I'm getting to take one's energy, to utilize that. I even got like the Two of Pentacles being significant, as a lot of the Temperance card energies for these past few readings has come through, associated with a lot of divine feminines having to balance while dealing with divine masculines who have not stepped into their divine masculinity and are more focused on work, with the Eight of Pentacles separated from these two. And that representing this Ten of Pentacles here in the unhappy home. And then that Queen energy will be a part of the Empress energy. The card of the Empress being that 3, going back to the Hangman. Let's see what your outcome is. 3 of Pentacles. The third party being the little child. And he don't want to be a part. It could be a boy or a girl. They don't want to be in the middle of any of this. And I feel that's just going back to the voice of this child. So the child being brought into situations in order to keep emperors. This child is, like I said, this child is talking. So we go from the 10 to the 3. In the midst of that is going to be 7 of Pentacles and the investing. And that just speaking to investing connected to children for money. Third party. This is typically, with this situation, this is third party. But we see this child here. That is the telltale of everything. It's amazing how these readings deliver messages just with the depictions that are in the cards and the way that they form to give the actual message that's designed and meant. The truth. And so also too, this 3 energy is going to be associated with the Empress energy. And I do feel that this is about this child having the knowing. Wow. Like, I'm almost coming to tears here, but having the knowing about the Empress energy that's meant to be present in their lives. Where everything happens for a reason. This child coming into this world for a reason. but not being meant to stay in dire situations of chaos where it's not even about them and it's about the money. Notice how high up these pentacles are here too. I see this kid like just in, I mentioned you could see, they could see through walls. This may be like the room on the other side, like the parents, the emperor, and whoever that is on the other side here. Whoever that emperor is with, which is not going to be the divine feminine. But they can see what's happening, they can hear everything. So whatever is attempting to be hidden behind closed doors, that veil, it's gone. It's gone. And I've been saying this too on my channel. I also see the energy of this post here looking just like the tower. This kid is helping to bring in the tower too. Because they're unhappy. I did channel to you don't deserve that pain. You didn't deserve that pain. And I get this being about both the Empress and the child or children that have been brought into the middle of deceptive situations here. It being brought down though. I get this tower being right here in this Three of Pentacles to bring that Three of Pentacles third party stuff down. That's amazing. Okay, so this completes your Celtic spread. However this resonates for you, let's just keep that little child in mind, and then also take note of the suppression that's been taking place. Suppression, attempted of slavery, like it's all low vibe. And as much as these two kings don't want to see the truth, they're going to feel it. They don't have to see it. Let's get your major arcana for Aries moon. Oh, one other thing I'm picking up, because I just noticed this kid also in the same faced formation. Like this is like breaking those cycles. So with this tower coming down, it's going to help this kid not be in the pattern of these two energies here, or just the prototype of what's coming through connected to the emperor here, because that hat is going to be significant. But then I also noticed the way that they're facing, so not carrying this on and this being a part of the tower here too, where I feel it just going back to the empress, like the empress and the child are working hand in hand here as a team spiritually, or children helping the child, the empress being there for the child that's not their child, so that they don't continue on in these toxic patterns, and they don't have to continue on in these toxic karmic cycles. It being brought down. Let's get your major arcana. I feel also too with the red and the Pentacle association, getting away from that too, and not teaching children to be materialistic by having them in these kinds of environments. Now, didn't I say as much as these two kings don't want to see the truth, they're going to feel it. That major arcana just landed not only in the face of this King of Swords, but on the face of this King of Rods. Look at yourselves. That might be the title. I don't even need to explain it. You have the Emperor here already. So this just confirming. On the bottom, reverse judgment, not wanting to transform, not wanting to change, very fixed, stubborn energies. So as much as one has put a disadvantage to this divine feminine here, it's just building up more karma with the 8 association, Saturn being connected to this as well. And then building up, like I just said, the length of that tower, the height of that tower, the thickness of that tower, it's way too much. And so not only are the universe coming through, but the Empress and that child to help these emperors to face themselves, to look at themselves, so that there can be change. Because it's been too much. It's detrimental to everyone involved. Judgment will be faced. Not wanting to face judgment is what I get here, but you have this tower here. It will be felt, and it is coming, especially with this reading coming through. It's here. You can see it right there. We'll leave that up here at the crown. Let's get your final card here. It's all for the better. Change for the better. Final card for Aries Moon. I feel too, in seeing this child in this manner, it's also going to not necessarily force these two to look at themselves. Yeah, pretty much. I don't want to say force, but that's pretty much it. And I feel that's a part of the backfire in creating a situation in order to get away from the actions of what's happened here, where there's been deception, to try, and I'm getting it to benefit off a divine feminine, and then giving this to someone else, which is completely unfair. So the balance being restored as a result. And as that's taking place, I just get this strongly being about also too with that kid being like that, these two being forced to see the truth. It now coming down to the children. That's how deep it's gotten. And look at that. Oh boy. I'm not gonna look at the bottom just because of that statement there. So you had one card laying on the face here, one card laying on the face of the other. Cancer. So for the card of Cancer, we have up here yummy, so crabby. Color for Cancer is going to be white. For Cancer, it says we love, we care, we help, we heal, we do it all, but don't take it for granted. Loves energy of 4. Another 4. You're going to see it. Look at yourselves. How amazing is that? That's divine. Universe coming all the way through to make sure what's been in a major imbalance is being brought to balance. So I just feel too the resistance, because I get 7 that with that 7 of Pentacle, I also get that being associated with like the 7 of Wands, along with the 7 of Swords that's here next to the Tower. So resistance, that being busted up here too. Look at yourselves. Aries Moons, this was your reading. I hope that these messages were helpful, enlightening, empowering, and enriching here for you. I thank you all so much for your continued love and support. Welcome to all new subscribers, and until we meet again, I wish you all the very best. Take great care. I love you. Peace.